In today's video, I discuss whether I still feel it was right that I went vegan. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before I jump into the video, just a quick reminder as always that I'm now offering the SIBO, organic acid, stool tests and consult via my website. So if you have any health or digestive problems, then consider taking these tests as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video. So as many of you know, I went plant-based to improve my health, and around that time I got slammed in 2013 with a severe antibiotic reaction, and it pretty much took me around 5 to 6 years to get my health back. And just to clarify, I was plant-based for health reasons, but ultimately I went fully vegan after researching the ethical and environmental implications of my actions. So I was perfectly fine. I took the antibiotic and then got hit with over 20 symptoms, from severe irregular heartbeats, the worst brain fog that you can imagine, flu-like symptoms, severe food intolerances and sensitivities, and that I could basically only eat 2 foods for pretty much 3 years. And the symptoms went on, and the only way I can explain it, it was like a bomb went off in my body. Now I'm going to play a very short news video of people who had very similar reactions to me. The antibiotics that they took were slightly different to the one that I took, but the repercussions were very similar.
It's one of the most widely prescribed antibiotics in the country. It's called SIBO, and the side effects could lead to your death. Experts are now calling for tighter controls on these prescriptions to protect the public.
Team 10 investigative reporter Jennifer Kastner spoke to former SIBO users right here in San Diego who say they hit rock bottom after taking the medication.
I felt like I was in the pit of hell.
Annie Spackman from Chula Vista describes it as the darkest time of her life.
I didn't know how much more I could handle.
After taking the antibiotic SIBO,
My knees, my ankles, my feet, pain, just shooting pain.
Burning sensations in my muscles, my joints, my tendons, my ligaments.
Tom Ingolia, who lives in Pacific Beach, says his health also spiraled after taking it.
I had pain throughout my body.
Annie suffered from panic attacks, brain fog, and depression.
You feel lonely, helpless.
She says with faith, she pulled through. But Florence Summers says her daughter, Deanna, did not.
She parked her car on the side of the interstate and walked in front of a semi.
Her family blames Deanna's suicide on side effects from SIBO, which she began taking just 4 months before her death.
It was not her. She would have never, ever, ever done something like that.
SIBO is one of the brand names for a class of antibiotics known as fluoroquinolones, another brand name, Levaquin. Since 2015, the FDA has recognized a syndrome related to taking these drugs. It's called fluoroquinolone-associated disability.
The FDA added black box warnings to these drugs, citing disabling and potentially irreversible side effects, including suicidal thoughts. But experts say no one's reading that warning that's buried in this medication insert.
Now the picture that you can see on screen now is me in the aftermath of the antibiotic. So picture the scene. I had recently gone plant-based after watching Fork Over Knives. I then get a massive kick in from this antibiotic, and then to add insult into injury, anytime that I eat any fruits and vegetables, all of my symptoms go through the roof. Imagine having a couple of pieces of small dark chocolate and then dealing with severe irregular heartbeats for the next 2 weeks. Now at this stage I knew little to nothing about nutrition. Intuitively though, I was restricting my foods more and more to control my symptoms. Little did I know this was actually making things worse and worse, but this is a story for another video. Now in the early days when I couldn't work, I would literally spend every minute of the day trying to research and figure out what was going on with me. And this was the start of the process of me ending up in nutrition. So oxalates, salicylates, histamine, SIBO and other issues I had to overcome and educate myself around. Now why am I telling this story again? Well, if I had not joined the dots up and researched what my problems were being caused by, I could have easily sat there and said, well, these fruits and vegetables were destroying me, therefore I'm going to quit the plant-based vegan diet and only eat meat, and imagine how that would have turned out. So back to the title of the video, was I right to go vegan? Abso-freaking-lutely. So after I figured out what was going on, I was able to get myself out of the worst rut I have ever been in using a plant-based diet, and I was able to do all of this in an ethical way. Now, if you listen to many ex-vegans, the plant-based diet is toxic and will literally cripple you with all of those anti-nutrients. All of the issues they talk about, so deficiencies, digestive issues, brain fog, salmon, and also wet dreams. And of course, as they will tell you, 5 years on a plant-based diet and you will fail. 7 years later, after going through the worst situation ever, well, here I am, baby. Not one of these ex-vegans have I ever heard have an educated discussion and say, why was it that I was reacting so bad to fruits and vegetables? Or why can someone like Michaela Peterson not eat a banana without falling apart? They simply say fruits and vegetables are bad for you. The last thing that I want to say is that there is always a right and wrong side of history. Anecdotes, juice fasting, magic mushrooms, gas and bloating, carnivore diets, and the barbaric treatment of animals, all the wrong side of history. And I am now more comfortable than ever with my choice to go vegan. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. And as always, remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.